this rumor of She-Hulk apparently being in Deadpool 3, but her scenes were cut, is taking a turn for the worse. Now they're saying that supposedly Tatiana Maslaney, who plays She-Hulk, is so angry with her being cut from Deadpool 3 that she's going to sue Marvel and Disney for her scenes being cut. What's the source? I have this site up here, Bleeding Fool, which is an interesting name. What is the source for this article? Let's click it, shall we? Oh my God. It's a Mike Zero video. Oh my God. Mike Zero? This dude? He's sourcing it? It's got to be true, right? No, it's not. We're not going to watch this video because I don't want to listen to him talk. But this article is out there, and now there are other content creators who are taking this article and making videos. One, in fact, has over 700,000 views. And this is what this report has to say based on Mike Zero's comments. As you go down here and talking about the reported clash between Ryan Reynolds and Disney executives over her scenes being omitted, and there's no director's cut. There's no director's cut as well. Like the theatrical and director's cut. Director's cut. There is no director's cut. There is no director's cut. First of all, let's look at here. She had filmed 2 cameo appearances for the movie, one being a significant fight against Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Interesting, because you had Hulk in the film, but you didn't have a fight scene between them, but apparently she was going to have a fight scene with Wolverine, but not Hulk. Interesting. After spending 2 weeks training for the role, her performance was met with criticism during test screenings. Once again, the source is Mike Zero. No one else has reported this. You know all those reports coming around the shooting of this movie, all the places that were reporting different information? Remember how a lot of it was horseshit and a lot of it turned out to be accurate? There was only one person ever reporting that Tatiana Maslaney was going to be She-Hulk in Deadpool 3. And who was it? Mike Zero. It was noted that she didn't quite match the intensity and skill of her co-stars, leading the decision to cut her scenes. In another controversial scene, She-Hulk chastises with both Wade Wilson and Logan during the film's third act and breaks the fourth wall, a trait with the character shares with Deadpool. The scene was also removed after Reynolds insisted on keeping the focus on the Fox legacy characters rather than MCU additions. Interesting, because if that's the case, then we would have no other MCU characters in this movie, right? And we had, B-15 or whatever from the Loki series, right? But yeah, all of it was Fox characters. But where is this? I think what this is Mike Zero was trying to create a story to get views, because what sells? Hate sells. Criticism, all this shit. It sells on YouTube. And he started this rumor way back in the day when Deadpool 3 was in the works and everything and being filmed. He was saying Tatiana Maslaney, She-Hulk had scenes, but they were cut. And now he has to push the narrative further saying that she's going to sue. So Reynolds' resistance to Disney's attempts to hijack the movie, what we've been hearing since day one, that was not the case at all. Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy, the director, and Hugh Jackman, they all made it very clear, and especially Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds, who were also producers and everything and worked on the film heavily behind the scenes. Hugh Jackman, not as much. They said since day one, Disney really didn't, they gave a couple of notes here and there, but they were basically just let them do what they wanted to do. So what do you mean Disney's attempt to hijack the film? This narrative is only coming from Mike Zero. It's not coming from anybody else and inject political agendas. Once again, where is it? What are you talking about? So now, Maslaney, She-Hulk, apparently feeling sidelined, is now demanding that her scenes be included in the special edition. There is no special edition. What are you talking about? Sean Levy admitted and said there is no director's cut. There is no other edition of the movie. Where's the special edition at? The movie is now already out digitally wise. If Disney was going to be doing a special edition, we would have already heard about it. Or if they're planning it, I can guarantee 100% there is no She-Hulk scenes. Reynolds has staunchly resisted this. She's also threatening legal action, claiming she was not fully compensated for her work on the project. Once again, what are you talking about? And this really is stemming from when Tatiana Maslaney was asked back in 2022, before they really started shooting on this movie and everything. We knew Deadpool 3 was in the works. We knew that it was coming at some point. She was campaigning and trying to get into the movie, but it was just her as the actor just saying, hey, that'd be cool if I could get in the movie. I think that's where it really stemmed from. She said she wanted to be in the movie, and that's where this rumor started. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. She was never in the film. Because remember all those rumors we heard of all of those original Fox cast members were going to be returning for this movie, including Patrick Stewart, James Marsden, Halle Berry. Remember all those rumors? Yeah, none of those were true. But those were more believable than She-Hulk showing up in this movie. The fact that they teased Hulk and we actually didn't see a fight between Wolverine and Hulk goes to show there was no plans for a She-Hulk fight with Wolverine. Because they got freaking Hulk in the film as a little cameo, a little nod to that classic fight that goes down in the comics, that epic moment that defined and changed a lot of things in terms of Marvel. Those two characters coming together and fighting. Such an iconic moment. And they gave a nod to it. Why would they randomly put in an action sequence with She-Hulk and Wolverine? It makes no sense when you see the movie. And you can say, well, the film was constantly changing. Once they got Hugh Jackman on board as Wolverine, they knew what movie they wanted to tell. They knew what story to tell. There is no reason to add a random scene in a film where they're going to have She-Hulk fight Wolverine. And how would she be included in the third act? Once you see the movie, how would that even work? Because it wouldn't, because it never was a thing. It was never planned. Plus, they also made a point, Sean Levy said, there's a reason why there's certain particular characters we wanted to include in the kind of team that we see in The Void with X-23, with Elektra, with Blade, and then we see Channing Tatum's version of Gambit we never got to see. There's a reason, because they never really got to finish their story. They really never got more to say or whatever. And those why those characters were picked, and there was many different options. She-Hulk being included would make no logical sense once you watch the film. So the fact that Mike Zero is still continuing down this road of still making up shit about this movie because he wants to be believed. When you watch his content, which I don't recommend, he literally talks like he knows exactly what's going on. Like he was in the room. He knows. He talked to Sean Levy behind the scenes privately. He talked to Ryan Reynolds behind the scenes privately. No one else is reporting this. And anybody making content and videos on this shit, I'm sorry, you need to, first of all, look at actual legit sources for your content you're going to be making on your social media platforms. And number two, you might want to do a little research into the people you're actually covering. Because see, that guy that I mentioned earlier who did a video that made over 700,000 views doing a video with this article, I don't know if he actually looked into the source, because I didn't watch the full video because I didn't really care to. The fact is, he's going off an article thinking it's legit, and a lot of these content creators that do these kind of videos talking about this shit and really feeding the negativity to the audience that wants it, they don't look into the sources, or they actually at the end of the day don't really care what the sources are, because it's going to make them money on YouTube. It's going to make them money, so they don't care. This is sad and this is pathetic. It really is. So when you see shit like this, you need to call it out, or better yet, block it so you never see it again, because it is bullshit. It is. And I'm also interested too, like this little thing up here, trending. So they're actually reporting real stuff. I just saw Voltron Henry Cavill. They're reporting real news here on Bleeding Full, but they're also posting this shit. Interesting. Interesting.